My first thing, which I think is really important for non-native teachers, is to just apply. Really apply. You know, don't be put off by the native only ad, or when they're asking for that kind of teacher. Apply and challenge it as well. Because if you can show that you are really interested and you are the right person for this job, then you might just change that thinking as well. So don't be afraid, because I think when a lot of non-native teachers see native only, it really puts them off. Of course it does, because it's excluding them, and immediately a lot of them might start feeling a little bit inadequate at that stage as well, that they're not good enough for that role. But most of them are. Most of them will be as well, especially if they've, especially here in this country, in England, just go for it and apply for it. I think, what I've said about CVs, just make sure your CV isn't dated, it doesn't look dated, the language that you use is correct. If you do have a problem with a certain form, or you're not sure how to put things, then get someone to have a look at it for you. Get someone to check it for you as well, so that they can then direct you in the right way. And don't be afraid to sell yourself. I think, again, going back to non-native teachers, what happens is that what I've found in the past is they're not very good at selling themselves. Whereas the native teachers, they'll come in and they'll be like, yeah, I can do this, because they speak the language and they think they whereas a non-native teacher will be the one who's actually coming in almost with a feeling that they haven't got the job, but they've come in anyway. Even in their CV and their cover letter, they'll have that kind of approach with it. Be confident. Be a bit more confident about it. You can do the job. One, if you're qualified, you've got the right qualifications, your level of English is fine, and you have the experience, then you're just as likely to be employed as the native teacher. So be confident about what your experiences are and how good you are as well. Highlight those things, so really make a big deal of language and grammar, how good you are at analyzing that, because a lot of the time non-native teachers are very good at doing that than their native counterparts. Highlight anything that makes you stand out as a non-native teacher as well, and how you perhaps can relate to the student experience as well, because that makes a lot of difference. Yeah. So I think my main takeaway, or my main advice would be to say, just be confident, be a bit more confident in your approach. Because sometimes they're sort of almost half-heartedly kind of coming in and apologetically saying, can I have a job at your school? But I'm not a native, and I have had teachers like that who come along and they've not been very confident about themselves. There's a number of reasons for that, but that would be my main kind of advice. And if you've been knocked back a few times because of whatever reason, and that is hard. That's really hard, and that's going to knock your confidence anyway. So just be like the natives. Go for it. Some of them come in and they think they can sell you anything, but then you find out, actually no, actually you're not really, you can talk the talk, but you can't really do what you're telling me you can do. So they're not necessarily always the right choice. So just remember that, that you have a really good chance as well if you can sell yourself.
If you enjoyed this video, then get my free guide, 6 foolproof tips to boost your professional profile and get hired as a non-native speaker teacher. By reading this guide, you will learn exactly what you need to do to create a solid professional profile and to increase your chances of getting hired as a non-native speaker despite the discrimination and native speaker bias. You can download the guide by following the link in the description to this video.